Ukraine has been at the center of the world's attention for several weeks now. However, I knew little about this Eastern Europe country. So I decided to do a little bit of research about it, especially to find out about Ukraine's history. Indeed, as they say, history repeats itself. So past events may help us better understand what is happening now and anticipate what may happen next. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. Thanks to the internet, it is easy to find information. However, not all of it can be trusted. For instance, I avoided using Wikipedia for this research, as we know that it can easily be manipulated, especially during a war when propaganda becomes crucial. I rather use Britannica, which is a fast, fact-checked online encyclopedia. I also found interesting information on Vox and The Conversation, which I trust to be reliable sources and are easy to find on Google. There are solid facts about Ukraine. For instance, did you know that Ukraine is the second largest country in Europe? Only Russia is bigger. Ukraine and Russia's history is strongly intertwined. The capital of Ukraine, Kiev, once was the capital of Russia. 1 out of 3 Ukrainians speak Russian as their native language today. Eastern Ukraine was considered as the bread basket of the Soviet Union. Its fertile land, as well as iron and coal mine, are of strategic importance to Russia. Tonight, I'm going to talk about 3 important steps in Ukraine's recent history. Over the last 100 years, Ukraine has built its sovereignty. First, between World War I and World War II. Second, after the breakdown of the Soviet Union. And third, just 8 years ago, with the Revolution of Dignity. 1918. That is when the Ukrainian Republic was founded. Soon, it became part of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. And toward the end of World War II, in 1944, it acquired the borders that it has today. Ukraine was part of the USSR until 1991, when its people voted in favor of independence in a referendum. The 1994 milestone is key to understand what is happening now. The Budapest Memorandum. Ukraine had held on USSR nuclear weapons and relinquished them to Russia, which in exchange assured Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The US and the UK also signed the agreement, which is part of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. The people of Ukraine made their voice heard again in 2014. At the time, Ukraine's president refused to sign an agreement with the European Union that the parliament had voted. Protesters took hold of Kiev, and the president fled to Russia. In reaction, Russia took hold of their common borders with Ukraine. Crimea at the south was annexed, and Russia supported a civil war in Donbass, the easternmost part of Ukraine. I believe these 3 key steps explain what is happening now. What do you think? Ukraine was created as an independent country after World War I, but remained under Russia's control while it was part of USSR. Ukraine appeared to become truly independent at the breakdown of the USSR in the 90s, but gave up its nuclear weapons to Russia in exchange for protection. Ukraine tried to get closer to the European Union, but Russia reacted violently, escalating up to the current invasion. Now is a crucial time for Ukraine. Either it resists the Russian invasion and affirms its existence as an independent country, freeing itself from Russian domination, or it surrenders and gives up on 100 years of history leading to this moment. What would you do if you were Ukrainian? Would you fight? Or would you flee? Thankfully, we do not have to answer this question for now.